Hello friends, so today I'm going to show you how I created this dashboard here in Tableau. It is a sales dashboard of Rinda store for the annual year of 2022. It is a report showing the sales by state, sales by month, sales by gender, sales by channel, sales by category, the orders, the order status, and then we get some insights and how we can improve the store sales for the following year. So this is my data set. It is called Vrinda store data analysis. Yeah, I will put the link to get this data set in the description of the video. And then so we go to Tableau. The first thing we do is we go to Microsoft Excel, and we go to where we have put our data, and we import. Make sure that if you are choosing Microsoft Excel, your dataset should be an Excel workbook. So open. It is loading. Let's give it a few seconds and it will be up. Yeah, so we have already imported our data file to Tableau. And so to get started, we have to choose the data that we are going to use. So from the file, we have the working sheet which has all the data. So I will drag this here to drag tables here. It is going to load. Just give it a second. Yeah, so from there we'll get started with our first viz, which will be monthly sales and orders. Yeah, just give it a minute. Update now. If it brings that problem, and just update now. Yeah, and our data is here, so we go to sheet 1. So go to sheet 1, and if you go to sheet 1 now, this is where we'll create our visualizations. So the first visualization we'll create is the let's call it Control A, monthly sales versus orders. Control all, align it to the center, and then OK. Yeah, so we have these. So what you want to do for these viz, you will get your measure values, you drag them to rows here, and then you get month, drag it to columns there, and then here measure values you will choose. You'll get rid of the remove age, you remove that. We just want to remain with the amount, which is the sales. Remove that, remove that, I remove that. So now you are left with month. We are left with monthly. This is just monthly sales. And then now to add a line graph here, you will take your order, drag it here. Once it's here, you can change the attribute to count, and then you can drag it here. Now it will give you a secondary y-axis. Perfect. And then now you have a structure like this one. You will select, there is sum. The sum is the amount, which is the sales, and then you have count of orders, which is the monthly orders. So you choose sum here, and then now you go to this drop down menu and you select bar, and it will give you a bar chart. And then now you select you go to count of order ID, you select this drop down menu and you choose line, and there you go, you have your combined line and bar graph. And then now let's format these. You go to format, select lines. We are going to remove these lines which are going horizontally, so you go rows, then you select none, and then for the view you choose entire view here. And then now we can yeah, I think this is perfect. You can get rid of these, you can hide the card such that we are just left with this visualization, this bar combined bar chart, line and bar chart. So for the line, this line shows the monthly orders. For January we had 2,700 orders, but the sales were 1.8 million. So let's choose we can now choose to format these 1.8 million to be in M, instead of having these long numbers of 1,875,000. So here what we do is we go to sum amount, then we select format, and then for format we go to default, and then we choose custom currency, and then display units we choose millions. Because this is an Indian store, we'll go and check the sign for rupee. For rupee, so this is the sign. Let's copy and paste this rupee sign here. Control copy, go back to Tableau, you select here, then you Control V, and there you go, you enter. So you see, nice, it has changed from it was 1,800,000, you know, the long number. Now it's 1.82 million rupees. This one will remain the same. Yeah, and then now we go to the next one. So our next viz will be sales by gender. So let's select controller and rename this sales by gender. Again, format it the same way, line it there. Okay. And then now what you want to do is you go to amount. Let's select here first. You go to pie for the pie chart, and then you go to amount and drag it here. So once you have that, let's select entire view, and then now you bring your gender, drag it here, and then you go and select color. So it has divided these, and then again you bring gender here, you select label, so it will indicate for you this is the males and this is female. And then now you can go down here to the drop down menu and select, and then now you can again do this quick calculation for the sum amount. So you click the sum amount drop down menu and you select quick table calculation and percent of total, and then now you can again drag the amount here, and then now choose label. I think now this label, you go to quick table calculation and select percent of total, and nice, there you have it. You have the male population of our customers was 35.95% and females were 64.05%. And now we can delete this legend here. You can delete it because you already have it here indicating the male and female, and we are done with that viz. Let's rename this first one to monthly sales versus orders and then this sheet 2 we name it to, double click and rename it to sales by gender. And then now we go to our next viz. We will show, just a minute, I confirm, sorry. So our next viz will be sales. We will show sales by channel. We'll create this pie chart here. So back to Tableau, we go again, we select pie. Let's rename this first. Control all, sales by channel, control all, align center. Okay, so we will select amount, drag it here, and then we go to entire view, and then now we go to channel. We drag channel to this menu here, and then we select color. Click here and select color. Now it will populate for you the different colors for the different channels that Vrinda store was selling through. And then again you can take the amount and drag it to that menu again, and now you take this and put label. You drag channel again, you put it, you select label. Ensure that channel comes in front of amount such that it represents it like this. And then again you select amount, you drag it there, and you go to your drop down menu. You choose quick table calculation, percent of total. See, percent of total. Yeah, you change percent of total for all of the sum of the amount here, such that now we have Amazon gave us 35.51% sales, which is the highest, and then the list was others. So these are other sites for purchasing products which had 4.1%. and let's hide this legend here. Yeah, and we have that. Let's rename our sheet to sales by channel. And that is done, and you click new sheet here, and now we are going to do sales by category. Yeah, sales by category. So here we will select a bar chart again, so bar, and then you go to amount. You put your amount in the column, and then category you put in the rows, and you have this populated bar chart, horizontal bar chart. You can rearrange it to descend from the highest to the lowest, like that. So you click here to arrange it, and then we go up here and select entire view. And now let's format these and clean these up. To remove these grid lines here running vertically, you go to format, you go to lines, and then you go to, if you go to sheet, it will show you none. If it's rows, it is lines that run horizontally. If it's columns, they will run vertically. So you go to columns, and then you will go to grid lines and select none, and you see they have disappeared. And so we want to remove this scale here, such that we have our data written next to the bars. So you go to here, you select the scale, and then you right click and you unclick this, you untick this show header. And then for you to get your labels, your data labels next to the category, for instance this set, you go back to your tables, and you select category, you select amount and drag it here, and then click on this icon here and select label. You see, now we have populated this place, these bars here, with the correct amount of money sales generated by these categories. Let's hide this one. Yeah, now we have it looking nice and clean. And then now we want to format this data to follow the same format as these monthly sales, such that it is in rupees. It is in rupees and in 2 decimal in millions. So we go back to our sheet, we go to sum of amount, and then we, in the label, we click this drop down menu and we go to format. And if you go to format, you go to default here, you select currency custom, display units, you select millions, prefix, you select, you copy paste your Indian rupee sign and enter. And so here you have sales from set category leading with 10.51 million rupees, and bottom was the list with around 30,000 rupees. And let's rename these to Control A to sales by category. Control all, align to the center, and OK. And this viz is ready, and let's rename it to sales by category. Yeah, and this is nice, looking nice. So our next viz will be sales by state. So we click a new sheet, new worksheet here, and then here we go to this drop down menu and we select map. After we select map, now we can go and drag our data here. So we want to show sales by state. So this sheep here, there is a country. If you click this drop down menu, you will see there is ship to country, ship to state, ship to city, but we want to indicate to state, so we will drag this here. And now it has drawn us the world map, but then we want to find the specific places here in India. So you go to map, options, not map options, I'm sorry. Let's go back to map. You go to edit locations, and here if you go to edit locations, you will see by default the default location is United States, but you can click your drop down menu, you go to here and you select. If you go to here, ship from field, it will ship to country. You go to fixed here, then you select now your country. Our case here is in India, so we go to GHI India, and OK. You see, it has already populated for us and showed us that this data is in India. But then if you go back to map, edit map locations, you realize that it has not identified New Delhi and this state called Dadra and Nagar. So you can click here to enter it. So you search Delhi, you see there is Delhi here, so you enter OK, and then you go back again, edit location, there is this Nadra and Nagar, you click again, then you search Dadra and Nagar, and then it's here, and then you enter OK. And then now to indicate the sales by state, you drag the amount here to populate this map, and automatically now it will show all the sales for each state, with the most sales with the states with highest sales being dark blue and low sales being light green. I don't know if this is green or blue, whatever the color. So the lighter shades show low sales, the darker shades show high sales. And then now we can let us format this amount to this amount and change it to rupees and in 2 decimal places. So we go to this drop down menu again, format, and we go to default there, select currency custom, 2 decimal places, units in millions, our prefix Indian rupees, and this is good to go. So here you see we have Uttar Pradesh 2.1 million rupees. The highest was Maharashtra. That's a tough name. It is 2.99 million. Let us delete this legend here, hide card, and let us rename this. Control all, rename it to sales by state. Okay, sorry, go back there, control all, align there. Okay, and now we have our map ready, and now we move to the next one. Rename this sales by state, and now we move to this one. We go to the next viz. Our next viz is going to be sales, comparing sales for the age and gender, and we'll draw this column chart here. So we go back to Tableau, we rename this to sales age versus gender. Control all, align central. Okay, so we go and select bar, and we go to amount, drag it to column, and then we go to gender, select gender, put it in row. Actually gender, drag it here and indicate color, and then now you will go to age group, which has the data for age, and select it and drag it to rows. And now we have adult, senior, and young adult. So in our data set we had categorized the age of the ages of our customers. For those between 18 and 30 to be young adults, between 30 and 50 to be seniors, and to be adults, and then from 50 onwards they are adults. So this view, go to up here and change to entire view, and now we have this beautiful looking graph here. And now let's do some formatting. First we will remove this scale here, click on it, right click, untick that, and then go to this one here, right click, hide. And so we have adult, senior, and then I think we'll arrange it to go from the highest to the lowest like that. And then the next thing we do is let's hide these two. And now let us remove the grid lines here. We go to format, lines, they are in the column, so grid line none. And then we want to indicate the data for each category. We want to indicate adult males, what was the sales, adult female, what were the sales, young adult male, what was the sales in these boxes here. So we'll go back, close these, you go to amount, drag it here, and then now you come here and you indicate label, and you see we populate these here nicely. And then let's format this. We go to the drop down menu and then format, and here we do the same, currency custom, display in millions, display unit millions, currency rupees. And now this is done. We have our chart showing adult male, adult female, the sales generated from each, with adult female leading the way with the 6.77 million sales. So let's rename these to sales, age versus gender. And then now we go to the next one. Our next viz will be this one, will be orders, and we'll compare orders, age versus gender, and see if we have a similar trend as the sales. So we go and do the same thing here. We select bar, we name these, control all, orders, age versus gender, control all, align centrally, okay. And then we will drop our order ID here. Let's first drop it here, and we'll change this to the attribute we want. The measure is the count, so count the number of orders, and then drag it to columns here. And then we will go to our gender, drag gender here, and drag age group here. And then now gender here, you go and select color, and now we have changed these to male in orange, female in blue. And then we arrange it to go from the descending order, highest to lowest. And let's change this, let's put it to entire view. So let's see. Don't understand why. Oh, okay, this is not what we are changing. Changing this one here. So let's rearrange again. Yeah, perfect. So now we have arranged the orders, age versus gender, from the most to least orders. Here now we see adult female had the majority of the orders, and if you go to sales, you can see it was adult female. So it means that the number of orders is directly proportional to the number of sales generated. So let's do some formatting here. Again, we go to format, we go to lines, we go to grid lines, none. And then again, we want to indicate the data points inside these boxes here. So we'll go and select, order ID and place it here. And we have to indicate that it is a count. So we go to the drop down menu, we go to measure, then count. And then now you click on this icon here and select label. And there we go, you have the data populated here. So we can go ahead and delete this scale here, remove it, and let us remove this one too, hide this. So we have orders, age versus gender graph done. Let's delete this one as well, hide it, rename this one orders, age versus gender. And this one is good to go. Our next viz will be the order status, which is a pie chart. So you go to your order ID and drag it to size there, and once you have it as size, you go to this drop down menu and select pie, and then you go to this drop down menu here near the order ID, and you select the measure as count, and now you have this full circle. Change this to entire view, and then drag status to here, and in this icon click and then choose color, and now it changes the colors for you for the different order status. And then again you can go and drag again status to this section here, and you select label such that it labels the data for you, and then you go and select order ID and drag it here. And now you go to this drop down menu and you change the measure. You go to measure and change it to count, and you click again on the drop down menu and select quick table calculation and select percent of total, and you change this icon here, you change to label, and now it has labeled for you. We have 92% of our orders delivered, 1.6 refunded, 2.7 cancelled, and there is 3.37 returned. So we will format these so that we have these returned data appearing here, the label. So you can select this here, and then you can move it manually just a little bit, slightly. We move it there, you see it has populated there, and then you can select this cancel and move it the other side just a little. Then now you go to this return and move it and align it accordingly, according to your liking. And there we go, we have our delivered orders, refunded orders, returned orders, and cancelled orders. And then you double click on the sheet title, you control all and change it to the title to order status, control all, align to the center. Okay, and we have already, and now we are done with this visualization. And now our next one will be orders. We compare age versus gender. Actually we were done with it, so we have this is order status, which I think is our last viz before we create our dashboard. If you look at the dashboard, we have sales by state, monthly sales versus orders, sales, age, gender. There is order status, sales by category, sales by gender, sales by channel. And if you go to our created visualizations, we have monthly sales, sales by gender, channel, category, sales by state, sales by age versus gender, orders, age versus gender, and order status. And so now we are done with our visualizations. We move on to the next part of creating a dashboard. So stay tuned as I create a dashboard for you. Yeah, thank you. So to create a new dashboard, you go to this dashboard section here, click on it, and then you select new dashboard, and now it creates a blank dashboard canvas for you. And you go to the size, you click this drop down menu here, you go to range and you set automatic, and it will fill the whole screen space. And now you can change this to floating here. And then now we want to populate all our visualizations on the dashboard. We have these monthly sales, so we'll just move them, all of them at random, to our canvas, and then we arrange them according to our liking. So here you will allow me to fast forward the video, but I will just put it on like times 1.5 speed because of time. And then now to add our insights into the visualization, we'll go down here and we will select text, and then we will drag it here. And now in our text, I will copy paste the insights I had written in the Excel file. So I'll go to my dashboard, insights, we control all, control copy, go back to Tableau, control paste. Now we'll format it in a way that will make sense. Let's remove the bullets here. And let's drag it down here. Yeah, and there we go, we have our insights here. And so now to make this dashboard interactive, you will select for each visualization, you go there and you select this little icon here looking like a funnel, you click use as filter. For the next one you do the same, use as filter. For this one, use as filter. For this one, use as filter. The same, the same. The same here. Do the same here. And so once you are done with that, you realize that you have selected, now you have made your dashboard to be interactive. So if let's say you want to see the number of sales generated from, let's say, Maharashtra state, it had the highest number of sales. So if you click on Maharashtra here, it will give you all the sales. The adult male generated 0.56 million rupees. Their orders were 715 orders, total orders. And then the sets was 1.41 million by category. So yeah, so after you've done that, you have a ready dashboard. So for you to save it to Tableau public, you will go to file here and then you go to save to Tableau public as. But because, and then you will be prompted to sign in now to your Tableau page. But because I've done the same, so I will not repeat. But then that is just the whole process. After that, you are done with your dashboard, and you will change the title here and save it to Tableau public. Thank you for watching.